friends, and welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you are back. Either way, thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, my name is Rabbit and my pronouns are they, them, but today I am debuting this Frankie Stein cosplay. I am so sorry that I don't have the whole green skin on today. I am actually waiting for these tights to come into the mail that are like mint green, and I got two pairs, one for the arms, one for the legs, and then I'll be able to finally show you guys this cosplay that I started when quarantine started last year. So I sewed this dress out of two pillowcases that I got at the thrift store, customized this tie, made these, actually just finished them this morning. I'll have a little tutorial up for you guys if you want to see how to make your own earrings like this or your own buttons like this. But other than the fact that my skin's dark green and I'm not in love with the wig as usual, I'm pretty freaking happy with this cosplay. Like, yeah, it's not perfect, but like I've got my bolts, I've got my earrings, I've got this. It's so nice to like see it all together. Just need to like touch up the shoes a little bit, and then I'll be able to make you guys a full video cosplaying the whole thing. Okay, that's not what this video is about though. This video, I am so excited to show you guys. It's the part 2 of my redesigning the Monster High fashion show. So I'll link part 1 up here. I don't really have any like intro because I gave the intro in the last one. So yeah, as usual, these are just fashion sketches, so they're not supposed to be like super detailed, super beautiful, super like, they were just like sketchy sketches. Doesn't look incredible, that's fine. That's not what we're like trying for. I just used a basic template. All of these are designed to be on real people, not on dolls, because like I've made doll clothes before and you can fit in a lot less detail and stuff, so I had like real people in mind when I was making these. And I'll be cutting in with little examples of things, other items that the ghouls I think would like. But now that we have all those things out of the way, let's get into part 2 of redesigning the Monster High fashion show. So let's start. Since I'm cosplaying Frankie today, I guess we'll just start with Frankie, who's up here, but I'll obviously just put a picture next to me, so I'll scoot over so I'll be able to like fit everything next to me. But regardless, for Frankie's look, I've always kind of thought that Frankie, their character, while they do have like some super hyper feminine looks, I feel like they could also really pull off a more like mask or androgynous style, and theirs is one of the very few outfits that I made kind of like, normally I don't think of clothes in gendered ideas, but I like kind of made an intentional decision with Frankie to kind of make them look a little bit more mask. So at the top, I want them to have a mullet. I think mullets are so cool, and to be fair, my boyfriend just got a mullet, but I drew this before my boyfriend got a mullet, so this was not at all inspired, or like this did not relate at all. I think mullets are so cool, and I feel like Frankie could really pull one off if it was like black and white. Yeah, okay, whatever. For the top, I'd want them to have like a white kind of button-down shirt, because like keeping with their usual like kind of school prep style. However, over the white button-down, which would be all asymmetrical and stuff, I'd want them to have like a ton of leather straps, like just basically like a ton of belts all around them, kind of in like a corsety fashion. I feel like it would kind of, the idea is to kind of give it that, you know how Frankenstein's monster was like made on the table and like strapped down before they like did, you know, that whole thing. So I thought it would be cool to have like kind of those straps looking like the electrical table straps. So that was the idea with that. So it'd be all just like really cool and asymmetrical and all like strapped all over each other and very like fashion, you know. And then for the pants, I'd want them to have high-waisted trip pants that are like rolled up at the bottom and just like with tons and tons of little details. I actually had in mind specifically this guy that I made. So this doll is like a slow-mo custom. It's one of my only 2 boy dolls that I've made, but I was actually basing Frankie's pants off of these pants that I made, because I've never made trip pants for big-sized people, but I have made this pair of trip pants for like this little guy doll over here. So that's what I based Frankie's pants on. Man, I like this guy. I didn't like him as much when I first made him, but he's pretty cool. Regardless, I want them to have like just some super strappy trip pants that were like blue and red plaid, kind of like the original dress, with just a bunch of belts, chains, little like gears and bolts and nuts and stuff like hanging off of them. And then for their shoes, I'd want them to be wearing some Doc Martens. But basically, that's Frankie's outfit. I'll go into some other items that I think they would like now. Okay. Hello. It's me from the future. Really quick outfit check in case anyone cares. Usual scrunchie, spiderweb situation, one eye, moon and star earrings mismatched today. Big choker collar, little Baphomet necklace, little, oh my god, please. Little necklace I DIY'd recently of like a bat choker, and this very like kind of vintagey style granny dress. That's the outfit for today. I just wanted to really quickly pop in that. Now, since we're on Frankie, let me make myself itty bitty, that's as small as I can do it, sorry, items, etc. that I think Frankie would enjoy. So to start, we've got the Shaker 305, 205, I don't know the numbers, but they're Demonia boots. Look at all these beautiful straps. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I don't like freeze up on photo booth here. Look at all the beautiful straps down them. Look at all these cool straps. It's very, like, it reminds me of like all the straps on like Frankenstein's table, kind of the same way as like the strappy belt does, which, by the way, I have my own kind of strappy belt, which is kind of what I was talking about with like Frankie's look here. Okay, so these Shaker boots, I think they would totally suit Frankie's look. Next, I know this is a terrible resolution, please forgive me. I love the idea of like half and half color trip pants. I just think it looks so freaking cool. I'd love to make my own pair out of a pair of pajama pants, but yeah, I think Frankie would totally suit a pair of like split down the middle half and half color trip pants. Next, this is an item from Dark in Love. I feel like this cool like fishnet top hoodie, this is what I mean when I'm like talking about these shirts that have like a top that goes this, but like much tighter, and I love the fact that it has a hood. I just feel like Frankie would totally fit this like kind of almost cyber post-apocalyptic sort of look. Yeah, so this is a screenshot that I took from Dark in Love's website. I think that's so Frankie. Okay, and then this next one makes me so happy. It's basically a collection of pins that someone did on Tumblr, just like a little mood board of pins, and when I saw it, I just was like, I want these really bad. But I feel like Frankie would totally be one of those people that has just like a jacket with like a collection of like weird pins that they just love and collect. So yeah, especially like the Frankenstein one would like make a lot of sense, and I just want this one. I want this so bad. I just want to wear it and confuse people real bad. And also I have slurped. I love I have slurped. I feel like Lagoona's outfit could benefit from the I have slurped, and especially from like freshwater Lagoona, if you know what I mean. Okay, this half and half shirt, I feel like Frankie just would really suit these like straight down the middle half and half outfits, because a lot of their doll outfits incorporate this kind of look, and I just love it as a design element, and the fishnet I think just really suits them. This weirdly is from Dalmatians. I didn't realize until another reblog of like the same outfit like in the actual collection came up. But this is how you would do the rubber gloves in the Maisie Wyland shoot right, in my opinion. Like this makes sense with Frankie's character. It looks very like Mad Scientist. It also looks very like glamorous because they almost look like leather gloves or something. I just think, and the bones make sense even though these are more like dog bones or like dog treat looking things. I feel like for Frankie it would make sense to have like little regular bones. I just feel like this Mad Scientist look would like suit Frankie a lot. Or maybe we could get like a sparky fashion look in there. I don't know. I was rewatching Freaky Fusion the other night. Okay, these I saw on Tumblr and I was like, is this not just so Frankie? The Mary Janes with all the chains and the platform and the zippers, and I can see Frankie in these so hardcore, and I would love it. And then yeah, just a closer up picture of that button because I love it, and I feel like it's very Frankie because literally has Frankenstein's monster on it. Anyway, those are Frankie's outfits that I think that they would like, and on to the next. Okay, I'm back, and then the next outfit is Abby's, and Abbey, oh my god, I feel like she's such a fan favorite for like good frickin' reason, because she's like such an icon and so cool, and I love her so much. And for Abbey, I actually kind of wanted to give her a rave kind of aesthetic. I don't know why. I've always liked raver girl like aesthetics, and I've never like been a raver myself or like been in that scene at all, but I've always really admired it from afar and like think it's so pretty and so beautiful, and just like I could see, because like I was looking specifically online at like all these like all white rave outfits, and I was thinking that like Abbey could totally pull off something like holographic-y and beautiful like that, so that's what I was trying to emulate when I was making Abby's outfit. So starting at the top, I'd want her to have like her big usual like fluffy headband, and then on her face, I need her to have sideburns, because every time I see fan art of Abbey with like really fluffy like sideburns or facial hair, it like is like yes, 100%. She's like the daughter of the Bominable snowman, so like of course. I also want her to have just like massive lower fangs, like almost like tusk kind of things. I think that's one of my favorite things about Abby's character design is like her massive fangs, like from the bottom, because normally you only get dolls with fangs that like vampire fangs like this, not like fangs like this, so I find it so freaking cool. Okay, so off of her face and onto her body now, I'd want her to have like a long sleeve fishnet crop top that would be like cropped like this. Basically it would be sleeves and like a high neckline. Over top, the white fishnet thing, I want her to have like a beautiful freaking either white or like silvery holographic kind of rave bikini kind of situation, but the key thing is that off of it, I want all these like little gems and sparkles, and I had in specific mind, I found these for $2.99 at the thrift store, and they're like Christmas ornaments, I think. You can't see it that well in this light, but they're holographic in person, and they're like so freaking pretty, and they remind me of like icicles or like unicorn horns or like something, and they're so pretty. So I was thinking like kind of these sort of icicle things like hanging off of her top I think would just be like so beautiful, like just pearls and crystals and chains of all like little melty ice things for her bikini. I think that would be incredible. And then I'd want her to have like a white trip skirt with like fuzzy white trim at the bottom, like almost like long fur sort of situation. And it would be very important for her to have like a pocket, because you know in her original doll, like her and Cleo have that awesome like pocket belt thingy. I want like some sort of leg pocket belt thingy on her design. And then I want her to have like strappy garters and then super fuzzy leg warmers, because I love like just ridiculously furry big leg warmers. I really want to make myself a pair. I just like need to find the right faux fur and I'll be in business, but like I can't freaking wait. Also, I'm really sorry. I originally had fake eyelashes on for this look, but fake eyelashes are the bane of my existence. I have a coworker that wears them every day, and they're like the prettiest person ever, and I like love how good they look in fake eyelashes, but I'm like, how do you do that? Because I put them on and like I need to rip them off a minute later. Okay, sorry if my hair is really distracting, but also this eye looks, I hate this eye. This eye I think is okay, but yeah. Don't point it out, because I know, alright? Like, I freaking know. Okay, whatever. And then for Abby's shoes, I'd want her to have the Demonia 225s. I actually have a pair myself, but they are in black. I'd want her to have the white pair, or like a holographic-y pair. I think they would just like look so good with her outfit. So that's Abby's outfit. I'm gonna go into a little explanation of other things that I think she would like. So off to future me. Okay, and then for Abby, firstly, the Demonia camel boots. In white, they would work super well for Abbey, in my opinion, because like all the fur is just like so perfect, and in pink they would work really well for like Draculaura or like some of the other ghouls, but I just think that they're like so cute. They give me like hot girl boots, you know, hot girl in the winter boots. Yeah, I feel like Abbey would rock them. Okay, this is so funny because this like keeps coming back to me, this specific dress, because I made a doll one time, this one here, and her cape was kind of, I was originally trying to go for the cape that is on this sort of model situation, but yeah, it has a hood and everything, and it's like very floaty. But yeah, she was originally supposed to be like an ice kind of queen, and then she ended up turning into like a celestial like snow lady. But regardless, I love this freaking outfit so much. It's like some lingerie set from Dolce & Gabbana or whatever, and I know that I've mentioned that I don't really care for high fashion, but sometimes I'll see these things on Tumblr and the source will be Dolce & Gabbana, and I'll be like, god damn it, like they did good. Alright, whatever. But yeah, I love the combination of like the super translucent thing with all the fur trim. It's very Abbey, and then the super sparkly, like it almost looks like water or ice set underneath, I think is just like so beautiful. And like these little shoes, I could just like see Abbey in this. I love Abby's Dead Tired look. I love all the Dead Tired looks so much. Dead Tired is one of my favorite lines. I know that it's like just sleepover clothes or whatever, but I love pajamas. I love sleepover clothes. I mean, can you tell I'm literally wearing a sleepover dress as my outfit today? But yeah, I freaking love like sleepwear, lingerie wear, that kind of stuff, and I just would love to see Abbey rocking something like this. I could totally see it. Okay, this holographic harness kind of thing, I love it. Like I said, I want Rave Girl Abbey, please, I want to see it. And this kind of accessory is just like so cool and like Ice Queen, and yeah, I could see Abbey going to like a really cool dance and like wearing this. These could go for Ghoulia. I think they actually might have been meant to be in Ghoulia's section, but Abbey could pull them off too, 100%. These are some Trip pants, when I was just like scrolling on Trip's website for like nostalgia purposes, because I used to just like look at their like old ads and be like, oh my god, like beautiful, and like a lot of their stuff isn't as cool now as it like seems like it was like back then before I was born. But yeah, these pants are super freaking cool. I feel like they would suit either Abbey or Ghoulia. Yeah, I love the split black and white situation. This I saw on a mood board, a Tumblr situation, and I love it so much. I feel like all the layers look so cozy, and while I love when like icy cold characters have like really skimpy outfits because like they can like handle that kind of cold, I love that, but I also love when icy cold characters like bundle up because like they live there and like they have acclimated, but they're not naturally able to like withstand it themselves. I love both elements of the character design, so I wanted to include like some sort of like more like Rave Girl bikini situations and some more like kind of bundled up Santa situations. So yeah, I love this so much. I'm assuming like this is someone's like handmade beautiful coat, poncho, cape. I don't really know what you would call this dress, but yeah, super snow queen, super snow fairy. It's actually reminding me of this book from my childhood right now, which I might dig out later and just like reminisce over, because I have a lot of fairy books from my childhood and they like meant so much to me. And maybe I'll do a show and tell of that one day. But yeah, this super fuzzy, warm thing, very Abbey in my opinion, or I would love to see Abbey in it. This was also on a Tumblr mood board, and I just love it. I know it's like kind of like dirty looking and more like grungy post-apocalyptic, like Venus could wear something like this for sure, but I just love like a white leather mini skirt with like this lace up on the side. I feel like it's super Abbey. If you added like little white fur trim, that would be sick. And the freaking white Demonia heart boots, I love them so much, and I, like I said, in sparkly white, they just like look like ice and beautiful and so Abbey, and just like, yeah, if instead of the hearts they had like little snowflakes or like little kind of like more winter designs, I think that would be really sick. But yeah, regardless. Okay, and now I'm back and we're gonna talk about Twyla. And are you thinking, oh, but Rabbit, didn't you already talk about Twyla in your first video? Yes I did, but I made 2 outfits for Twyla. This is the first design that I made for her, and I really liked it, but just like because I love Twyla so much, like she's one of my favorite characters. I love her voice so much. I love her like personality so much. I relate to her so much. I just like, I love Twyla, and I wanted her originally to have like a really elegant look, so that's what I was going for here. Wee you. I don't want my contact lens to fall out, but that's what it feels like is happening. Okay, to begin with Twyla. For her hair, I want just like that beautiful minty hair that she has with like the purple streaks. I think it's like so iconic, so beautiful. And if it was just like fluffy with like little baby bangs, oh, I would die. I'd want her to have like little spiderweb hair clips maybe in her hair. I think those are so cute, or like spiders and spiderwebs. On her face, I want her to have just like super dark eye makeup, like bags under her eyes sort of situation, and a massive, really big spiked choker with just like big rings and giant spikes and all that kind of thing. And then, is it in her coffin bean doll? Yeah, okay, her coffin bean doll is so freaking cute, and one of my favorite design elements about that doll is like the little fishnet panel that she has at the top of that little like romper, I guess you would call that she wears in the coffin. Sorry, my hair. I hate wigs. I'm dying. Anyway, sorry, I'm being very distracted. Okay, but I want her to have like the mint fishnet the exact same way that she has in the coffin bean. And then for her dress, I had a very specific thing in mind when I was drawing her dress, and I don't think I like captured it very well when I was like trying to sketch it out, so I will explain and then show pictures of the actual thing that I'm talking about when I'm discussing this. So, I don't know if you guys remember, a couple years ago, it was like a very popular thing. There were these like massive dressing gowns, I guess you would say, and they were like translucent, and they have like massive feathers and fluff and like whatever all at the sleeves and at the base, so it just like looked like a massive like cloud basically when you walked. So I was picturing Twyla in one of those, but instead of it being like a dressing gown that like kind of crosses over like this, just having it be like a square neck dress with just like still the massive beautiful sleeves, and I'd want it to be in like a really dark purple. But the thing about the fabric is that I'd want it to have like a really subtle silver spiderweb pattern over top of it. I have like some fabric that I got at the dollar store that's just like black tulle with like a really delicate like silver glitter spiderweb, and I think that would look cool. Or what would be even cooler is if there was like really delicate spiderweb embroidery on the fabric. I think that would be incredible. But yeah, basically having like a dark purple dress that just like looks like puffs of smoke at the bottom, and maybe if the fur isn't the same color as the dress, like if it's black or darker, I think that would be pretty freaking sweet. I'd want her to have like a really chunky bug belt, and what I mean by bug belt is like a giant belt with like a big bug on the middle of it, maybe like some sort of like holographic beetle, because I think there's like some really pretty ones of those that exist in nature. And then I'd want her to have like all these little charms hanging off the belt, and like ideally they would glow in the dark, so she could have stuff like some rings of keys, some like little spider webs, some spiders, some like wisps of smoke kind of things, and everything would glow in the dark. And then for her shoes, I was thinking, because I've been wanting to DIY myself a pair of these, you know those really fluffy heels, like platform heels, with like a fluffy toe and a fluffy ankle strap, or maybe just a fluffy toe strap. But I think those would be cute, especially if they had an extra little, like some spiderweb charms or some little, like some sort of charms like that. I think that'd be really cute. So that's like the other outfit that I made for Twyla, the first outfit that I made for Twyla when I was thinking of giving her like a more elegant sort of style. I think I already went over most of Twyla's images, but in case you didn't see that video, I'll scroll through them really quick. Spiderweb purse, totally Monster High. This Art Nouveau brooch, I just love like this kind of like old jewelry that's like super beautiful and gorgeous and mothy. Spiderweb boot that matches the spiderweb purse. Bug jewelry, spiderweb top, more bug jewelry. These adorable shoes from Hot Chocolate Design, Dark and Love, some moonstone rings because I feel like that would suit her. Stray Cat Craft, keychains. Really pretty, like kind of Victorian child kind of outfit, smudgy spiderweb eye look. Kind of similar to what I did today, but not really. Mine's like a much more subtle version. And these adorable Mary Jane flats, which again match the spiderweb purse. I love spiderweb designs, and I love a lot of Twyla's like dolls and character drawings and that kind of thing because of all the like spooky buds and spiderwebs and such and such. So that's those three. On to the next. So that's the first three designs. Let's move on to the next three ghouls. Okay, so for these ones I've got River, Catty, and Venus. So let's start with River Styxx. River Styxx I think is like such an underrated doll because like her doll is literally so cool. I don't have like her properly because I found her at the thrift store and like she was missing her arms and she's like missing most of her outfit, but like, or I think she was naked when I found her, and I've like managed to scrounge up just like her dress and her belt and her necklace, but that's like all that she has. But her doll is so freaking cool because it's like clear like Spectra, but it has bones, like you can see the bones inside the doll. Like it's so freaking beautiful, and I would love one day to get like the proper arms for my River because yeah, and also her like scythe with the ribbon on it because I think it's absolutely incredible. Okay, so for River I'd want her to have like pink hair and then just like a really big Reaper hood that maybe ends in like a shorter cape that's all like tattered and looks like it's like been ripped out and like just like torn holes in and stuff. And then for her top, I know these are like kind of cliche or whatever, but I just love those like skeleton corset tops. So I'd wanted to have just like a silk skeleton corset top, and like if the spine was like an actual spine and like three-dimensional, I think that'd be really, really cool. And then I'd want like the corset top to kind of be attached to her arms with all sorts of like different weird chains just like all around and stuff. For her bottoms, I would want her to have like a ridiculously tattered and re-stitched together skirt that almost looks like the river Styxx or like some sort of like kind of weird body of water that's like kind of bluish and greenish and pinkish. And I like saw these pictures specifically recently on Tumblr that I was like, yes, that is the material that I was thinking of. I didn't know existed, but yes, that exact skirt. I'll put a picture of it here, but like yes, that's what I was thinking about. And I'd want her to just have like tons of overlapping belts and chains and hardware and O-rings and spikes and just like massive things, all like just really heavy chains and stuff all over the top of the skirt. And then for her stockings, I'd want her to have those very like mid-2000s skeleton stockings, you know, the ones that like I know this is all like so cliche, but I just like really want like a very cute like skeleton Grim Reaper kind of like on the nose, whatever. I think it'd be adorable. Yeah, those mid-2000s skeleton thigh highs, which I love, with bows on the back. You know, one of the little bows on the back. Oh my god, so cute. And then, oh, I forgot to say that I wanted her cape to kind of have like little stars and moons and like weird little things hanging off of it and like chains and stuff. And then if she has like a massive chain that just like drips all the way down to the floor while she walks and like makes noise while she like walks down the runway, I think that would be amazing. And then if she had like a big scythe with a bow on it, I just like love the image of a big scythe with a bow on it. I think it's so precious. And then for her shoes, I was thinking the 105 Demonia swings, which I will put a picture in here. I think they're very like holographic and beautiful, and I just like love that her design is like so holographic originally. Okay. Alright, so for River, I found these like sheer kind of arm warmers with like the star pattern. I don't know why, but like Grim Reaper, Death, like also has this very like moonlight and like night and star kind of like feel to it for me for some reason. And I feel like River would look really cool and like lots of mesh with like cool patterns on it like this. This is like a belt, a harness, some sort of beautiful creation that has like a spine on the back of it that I love, that I feel like would work really well for Venus's outfit. This is incredible. I've seen pictures of River's pet where it's like this crow that like is clear and has like the skeleton inside. I don't know if that was actually her official pet that they came out with or just a prototype, but it looks so cool. And yeah, that's why I thought that this would work for her character. This dress, I don't know, it feels so vintage, it feels like really cute, and I feel like River could totally rock something like this. I don't remember what this is from. I think this is from Punk Rave when I was like looking at their website, because I saw a bunch of kind of gothy YouTubers talk about their clothing, and I was like, maybe I can find something on there that would suit the Monster High people. And yeah, this with all the skulls and stuff feels very River. And then this, again, I love Lolly Shop, I'm so sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I love their stuff so much. I'll link them as usual down below, their Etsy. I want this patch so bad. I think I might buy it soon. I've been like wanting it for a couple of years now, and like I finally am like, you know what, just do it, commit. But yeah, I don't know why Grim Reaper, Baphomet feels like kind of could work together for some reason. I would just like love to see like River in like an adorable little jacket with like this as a patch. Can you imagine? I can't. Okay. Anyway, oh, sorry, that was like a really horrible spot for the thing to pause on. But yeah, can you imagine? Wouldn't that be so cute? Oh my god, I can't. Okay. On to the next. On to Catty Noir. So starting at the top, I'd want her to have, okay, one of my favorite things about Catty Noir is like how sleek and gorgeous and just like perfect her like ponytail it always is. Like just like, it feels like, I know I was watching a Raven Rye video recently and she mentioned that it was like a anime girl ponytail, and I was like, yeah, 100% with like the two things on the top and the whatever. Yeah, so regardless, I want my Catty Noir model to have like a V fringe and then just like this super luscious signature ponytail. Cat ears, if they were pierced, that would be incredible. And then for her sunglasses, because I'd want her to be like, you know how stars like wear sunglasses so like they can't be recognized and stuff like that, I want her to just have massive hot pink dramatic cat eye sunglasses. And one of my favorite accessories that she's ever had that I've seen in Monster High that like just hands down is like such a cool accessory in my opinion is the 13 choker, like the choker with the 13 on it. So I'd want her to have like a callback to that with like the pink studded choker with a 13 charm on it. For her dress, I was thinking, oh yeah, okay, basically I wanted like a cat girl, Catty, which the thing that I was thinking of specifically, I have like this velvet dress that I really love, and I think it would be cute if she had like a velvet dress with like a Peter Pan sort of color over top, but I'd want the dress to be a similar shape to, I'm not sure which doll it is, I think it's like just her Boo York doll, like the one with the blue ears and the blue shoes and stuff, but I'll put a picture here regardless, but basically her dress has like a point and then there's like points on the other side, so I'd want the velvet dress to kind of emulate that same thing. So if the pink parts were like kind of pleather and shiny and the rest of it was more like velvety, I think that would be like a really really cool contrast. For her belt, one of the biggest, like I want this to be like a big statement piece, I want her to have like a massive really ornate mirror mold belt where it's like all cracked and stuff. I just like think that would be really really cool. I love the look of like antique mirrors, and like broken mirrors are just like so fun, and like since she's like Black Cat and like Lucky 13, like broken mirrors and like that's all like her kind of vibe, I think it would like look really cool. Tons of rings and bracelets, just very like pop star special, and then massive stompy strappy pink boots. But the special part about them that I really want and need to have is like, you know, boots when they like cut out shapes into the heels, I want it to have like a big star cut out because she's a freaking star. So yeah, just like big pink strappy boots and just like this adorable like form-fitting velvet dress with like all these like little hot pink accents and the like sleek ponytail. Just, oh, I feel like it's very like pop star, very like, I don't know, I hope that it does Catty justice because I feel like it's a little more simple than I normally go for, but I really wanted her to have like a more sleek look, so that's what I was going for there. Okay, so for some items that Catty Noir I think would like or could rock, these Demonia Camo 300, these Demonias platform boots, I just think they're so freaking cool. They are so like rock star, pop star, gothy star. And in general, I just feel like Catty could totally rock something like this. This is like a Thierry Mugler design. I was like reminiscing some old pictures on Tumblr of their kind of designs, and this kind of sparkly bodysuit. I feel like there's a lot of like pop stars that have done like the sparkly bodysuit look, and I feel like something like this feels very very elegant and like Catty could pull it off hardcore. More examples of this like star cutout, I freaking love it. I think these shoes specifically Catty could definitely rock because she has like some really beautiful dolls with like silver heels, and I just like love the star cutout. Feels so like early 2000s and like pop star and adorable. And okay, I know that Catty doesn't play guitar, I know this would like maybe make more sense for operetta or something, but with the shattered mirror, I just want to see Catty on stage with this kind of instrument. I think it would be amazing. Okay, so that's all I got for Catty. On to the next. Venus, one of my absolute favorite characters. I think that if I watched Monster High when I was a kid, Venus would have probably been one of my favorites. I don't know if you know this about me, but I only got into Monster High in like the last 2 or 3 years, which is ridiculous. But yeah, as a kid, I didn't like it because the image of the skullette just really turned me off. I thought it was like not a, like it just, it was just like not aesthetically pleasing. I thought it was like cringy, quote unquote, and I just like refused to look into it because of that. And then I looked into it in my 20s and I was like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with this and it's like one of my favorite things. So hey, things can change, your attitudes can change. But yeah, I really think that if I had watched Monster High as a kid, I would have probably had Venus be my favorite character. Regardless, I don't want to have a really big spiky mohawk because we need Venus with a mohawk. She's like so iconic already with her shaved sides, and like I don't want her to keep her shaved sides, but like definitely the mohawk. And one of my favorite things about when people have mohawks is when they keep the, what are those called? Sideburns maybe? But I feel like there's a special word for like when you have like the mohawk with like the 2 little pieces of hair. Regardless, I'd want her to have those and then like little curled baby bangs because yeah, I feel like I've seen a lot of like the hairstyle of just like, yeah, the big mohawk with like the tiny little sideburns and like the baby bangs. Such a good combination, and it would all be like green and pink and adorable. And then massive spiked collar, of course. As her base layer top, I'd want her to have a very ripped fishnet shirt that would like go all the way to her fingers and then just like cut off there. And then over top of that, I'd need her to have a very patched up and pinned up leather jacket that she like DIY'd herself that has all these like save the planets, up with trees, down with capitalism, bikini kill, wingnut dishwashers union. I just feel like she would like those bands. Oh yeah, I feel like she would like Clan of Zymox. I don't know why. And Bratmobile. Those are the two others that I put on her jacket. But yeah, regardless, I put a bunch of different bands that I think Venus would like on her jacket, and I think she would just have like a really sick jacket with like a lot of political slogans, a lot of her favorite bands, a lot of like her favorite stuff on it. And then for her skirt, you know, I feel like they're very e-girl, but whatever, I don't care. Like, I feel like people say that like it's a bad thing, and I need to like not think of it that way, because like e-girls are so friggin' cute, and I feel like I've let people poison with this idea that like e-girls are like cringe or whatever. They're not, they're so cute. I love e-girls, like, oh my god. But yes, I'd wanted to have this e-girl, which is super cute, style skirt, where it's black on one side and like pleated and then checkered on the other side. I was kind of basing this off the I Heart Fashion Venus, which is one of my favorite Venus dolls of all time. Her dress reminds me of ska. I don't know why, I've talked about this before, but her dress reminds me of ska music. It's like the embodiment of ska music with all the little checkers and stuff, and I just love it, and I feel like the skirt kind of like pays homage to that, so that's what I was trying to go for there. Then I'd want her to have leg vines because those are such like an iconic part of her character design, and then big old creepers. I also have saved some other pictures of shoes that I think she would like, so we'll go into that. Okay. For Venus McFlytrap, I saw these shoes. I think they're demonias. I'm not sure if someone DIY'd them or if they come like this, but these are like so fun and weird. I could totally see Venus rocking some of these. These are some Iron Fist zombie shoes. I remember I wanted these so bad when I was 14. Really, I feel like these also could suit Scara with like kind of like vinyl clear see-through situation, but I just like love them so much. I love the idea of like Venus in very like kind of cyberpunk sort of outfits. Sorry, the quality's so bad on some of these images. Oh my gosh, I love like the black and green combination in these. Normally I don't like that combination, but yeah, when I was scrolling on Trip's website, saw these and I was like, that's fucking sick. And like Trip would have designed so much better clothes for the Monster High fashion show than, you know what, I need to not be mean, but yeah, aren't these pretty? I love them. Another skirt, this one's much more simple. It's like a Trip skirt though that I think that Venus would appreciate and rock. And oh my god, look at that tiny little skull is like the zipper pull. That's really cute. I like that. Okay, these are like, I love them. These are so weird and so like I wouldn't wear them, I don't think. Like I don't think I have any outfits that this would go with, but I love them and I feel like they're so Venus McFlytrap, and they're very cool. And then this eye makeup look, it's very like visual kei. I remember I was like so into this kind of aesthetic when I was a little bit younger in my teens, but yeah, super 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 beautiful green makeup and like these dramatic brows, and like I don't know, I could like see Venus rocking this like very like bad bitch kind of makeup. I don't know, I know she's like very kind and friendly and stuff, but just like she can be like so protective and loyal, and I love it. Anyway, so that's all I got for Venuses. 6 down, 9 to go. Who's next? Let's do these ones. Oh, I love these ones. Okay, I'm really excited to share these ones with you. Okay, so the first one that we're going to talk about is CA Cupid, and I saved like a million pictures for her, so oh my god, it's going to be like a minute. Feel free to skip it if you're not interested. But starting at the top, I'd want her to have like a really cute lacy heart headpiece, kind of like, saw some really Lolita inspired ones on Etsy, and I think that she'd love to have one of those, especially if it had an arrow going through it, like a pierced Cupid heart. Oh my god, how cute. I'd want her to have like little pink curls. I don't know what the name for those kinds of curls are, but I'll put a picture of her character with them because it's so cute and I just love it so much, and I think it would just be adorable. Heart-shaped sunglasses. I was having a lot of trouble finding like little heart-shaped sunglasses, but I'd want little heart-shaped sunglasses. I think I found them with like 3, or just like, yeah, but I just think they'd be like adorable if they were little. They'd be very like kind of retro looking in my opinion. I'd want her to have a satin pink ribbon choker and then a silver locket as her 2 necklaces, and then her classic like skeleton wings. I just find them like such a beautiful, incredible design. I love it so much. And then her dress, the silhouette is inspired by like the Dior, like the classic, what is it, like 1950s Dior dress. I'd want it to be in pink satin, and I'd want there to be buttons actually down it, and if they were heart-shaped buttons, that would be amazing. And I'd want her to have a belt that was like a love letter. shaped belt, so like a letter with like a little heart in the center and I think it would just be like such a cute thing. The dress would go down nice and long and just be like so beautiful and poofy, probably have a bunch of petticoats under. I wanted to have these little heart mesh gloves and just like fingerless probably. I think it'd be cute if she had also like little kind of see-through mesh socks with like little lace at the top, maybe like little bows or like rosettes as like details. Oh, I've seen some angel wing shoe attachments that are really adorable, so maybe if she had some of those with some really cute pink platforms, that would be adorable. Now I have a million items that I think she would like, so let's go into those ones. Okay, so I have like 1,000 items for Cupid because I follow a lot of kind of like lovecore and like very sweet like kind of things on Tumblr, and like so many of those things like fit Cupid's aesthetic. So let's go through them all. So this looks like a whale fall purse. It's just like this adorable heart-shaped purse with like all the ruffles and the bows, like very Cupid. Any kind of lovecore outfit, mood board, whatever, I was like, yeah, Cupid would wear that. Yes, Cupid would wear that. This is so cute. I was just like scrolling the lovecore tag on Tumblr for Cupid and I was just like, yes, yes, yes. I hardly use tags, but yeah, this was one that I did use and found those two. And I was like, Cupid. Okay. This purse, it looks like a love letter too. It's so freaking cute. It would like work with her love letter outfit. I really didn't design any purses or bags for anyone. This makeup, Chelsea Slay, I'm sorry, I'm like gonna sound like such an old person trying to say this, but I'll link their Instagram below because I believe that this is their Instagram. Look at these hearts. I feel like for Valentine's Day so many people did like so many beautiful like lovecore kind of looks. Okay, I know that like Cupid has nothing to do with the devil, but the pink and the flames and the like, they're so cute. These are more hot chocolate design shoes. I want to see Cupid in these, or Operetta. I feel like she could also rock them. These are so cute. The Sprite Demonias, like, but with the little ruffle socks. Like, isn't that adorable? I want Cupid in this little set. Okay, the pink camel Demonias again that I mentioned for Dracula, but they would also suit Cupid. Oh my god, I could totally see her in these. More patches from Lolly Shop. I feel so bad. I will link your shop below. Love it. These, like, love potion kind of images. I think that they work so well. I've also been watching a lot of Ever After High lately, and I love how Cupid can, like, move between the two. Oh my gosh. This is, okay, when I was looking back at like lots of the images I used, and a lot of them were from this Tumblr blog. So I'd highly recommend them. I'll link them below. Kawaii Babes Shop. They always reblog a lot of like really cute stuff. But yeah, these little fawn pumps, aren't they like so adorable and sweet and like so Cupid with the little cherries and stuff? Oh my god. Adorable. Okay, next. These are like very designer. I think these are Dolce & Gabbana maybe, or Gucci, who the knows, but I remember they were like on one of those like very fancy mood boards, but like they're so like cool and very like Sacred Heart almost, which I think is very fun. Yeah, I feel like it works. Oh, these like suitcases, like Cupid on like a little beachside trip with these like cute little suitcases. Oh my god, I can't. Okay, I love this back silhouette cutout. It's incredible with like the little pearls. I've never seen anything like this and I love it so much. The entire shape of this dress is like so elegant and I would love to see Cupid in something like this. This is a lingerie set from Asian Provocateur. I freaking love looking at pretty lingerie sets online like this. Like, they're so pretty, they're so stupid expensive, but they're so gorgeous, and I just feel like it would suit Cupid. Okay, some of these I wish that they like said different stuff on the heart things, but Cupid could rock something like these. I don't know, this is so pretty. This like angelic makeup look, I feel like I want Cupid in something like this so bad. This with like the really fluffy brows and the really fluffy lashes, that's so cute. Yeah, I think I found these both in the Lovecore tag on Tumblr. But yeah, that's what I got for Cupid. So many things for Cupid because she's like such an inspiration for fashion and stuff. But yeah, I love this kind of outfits and aesthetics and stuff. I just think it's so beautiful. So on to the next. Okay, and now we can finally talk about the queen, Clawdeen, who is like such an incredible character, but honestly I was like not super confident with her aesthetics because I just had trouble figuring out something that I would like, that I think she would like too, but I think we got it. So basically she needs her ears, she needs like super beautiful voluminous brown and purple hair. Maybe if it was majority purple that would like make me like it more, and then a gold spike choker. I feel like you never see gold spike choker, it's always like silver, so like gold spike choker with like some different moons necklaces just hanging down. I think that would be sick. And then the thing that I really want is I don't know why these make me think of the 70s, but those jackets that are like kind of like a suede material, but then they have massive cuffs and massive, what is it called when it's over here? Lining? I don't know. And like yeah, basically just like this massive black jacket with like purple fur trim. Like I just think those are very 1970s, and I could just like see Clawdeen like rocking one of those with a little delicate black slip dress underneath. I think that would be incredible. Like silk black slip dress that like maybe has like some tears in it because she's like a werewolf, so it'd be cool to have like kind of that like torn appearance. I think that'd be sick. And then gold massive moon belt that matches her gold necklaces and rings and such. And then for her boots, I'd want her to have like big purple latex over the knee go-go boots with moon and star cutouts in the heels, almost like Catty's. Okay. Yes, that's what I think Clawdeen would like. Hopefully she would like it. And let's go into some other things that I think she would like. For Clawdeen, this dress. This is exactly the type of dress that I was thinking of when I was thinking of the fluffy dress that I wanted her in. Like, basically fluffy top, but also it would need a fluffy bottom to be like completely complete. And this like very beautiful lavender color with like the crushed velvet vibe. I love it so much. These sunglasses, again, give me like a 70s vibe or like a 60s vibe for some reason. I don't know why I want Clawdeen in like a 70s or a 60s vibe so bad, but I really, really do. And just like with the moon and the star, it feels very werewolf. Okay, this ideally would be in gold, not silver, because I feel like gold's much more her color. Love this moon phase necklace, and because she's a werewolf, I think it would work. Purple velvet freaking shoes. Could you imagine with a velvet dress? I would die. I think Clawdeen could rock like over the knee boots so hard. The idea of over the knee boots like sounds like the most heinous thing to me, because just like wearing them, like I feel like it would just be like annoying and they would fall down and be uncomfortable and like whatever, but Clawdeen would just like look so cool in them. This moon face shirt with like the little clouds in the background, I want to see Clawdeen in like some beautiful shirt like this. And also the belt's pretty cool. Okay, these are like a little bit out of her style, but still I feel like they would work. The Iron Fist werewolf pumps, I just think they're cool. I just think they're neat, you know? And here's another picture of the purple dress. So freaking pretty. I think Clawdeen would rock something like this. Maybe ideally a little more dark purple, but I feel like the pastel would not look bad on her at all. Okay, and next is Ghoulia, and I feel like this is a little more like high fashion than I have gone for before, so this was like a really fun time for me. But yeah, I'd want her to have like her pastel blue hair in her like fluffy pigtails, and I need her to have those eyeball bows. You know those like Scene Kid eyeball bows? Those are like such an iconic thing, and I need her to have those. Okay, going on to her actual outfit though, I need her to have like a high-necked white capelet that has embroidered beads that are red that looks like it's like dripping blood down the top of her upper half of her body. I just think that would be like really, really cool. I've seen a lot of, I mentioned this with Elizabeth in the last video, but I've seen a lot of blood drip kind of jewelry and fashion things. That's what I was thinking of when I was designing Ghoulia's dress, because she's a zombie. I'd want her to have a skeleton bustier that's like poking out from underneath the capelet and from underneath the skirt. The skirt would match the capelet, but it would be asymmetrical, and just have like absolute beautiful like blood drips all the way down, just like completely sparkling, shimmering, incredible. I almost want the capelet and the skirt to be like a latex, like a white latex material. It feels very medical to me, and for some reason like medical zombies, like it just feels like there's a theme there that works somehow. Almost like a nurse kind of zombie situation. I don't know. Anyway, then I want her to have one fishnet and one white sock. Again, kind of almost going with the nurse thing with like white socks. I don't know, but regardless, one fishnet, one white sock, and some sick pair of white stompy platform shoes. Okay, and I have some other items that I think Ghoulia would like, so let's go on to those. Okay, and then for Ghoulia, these are more demonias. I just think that she would rock them. Again, for some reason they remind me of like medical stuff. Maybe just because like white plasticky material reminds me of medical things. I don't know why. But yeah, I feel like Ghoulia could rock these white boots. These! Oh my god, these. Frankie could also rock these. But yeah, Ghoulia in the striped pants, especially because it would kind of call back to like her original outfit where she had the trip pants but with the striped long sleeve top with the trip pants, and this would be like striped trip pants. And yeah, I so badly want striped trip pants for myself. Okay, I know that Ghoulia's never worn an eye patch, but because she's like a zombie and like decay and like things fall out and like whatever, I would love to have like Ghoulia in like a really beautiful outfit with like a lot of lace and like an eye patch situation. I just think it would really work, and I would love to see it, especially if it was like in some with like some dress like this. I know it's like not really Ghoulia's aesthetic, but I really want to see it just like a creepy cute zombie ghoul with like an eye patch. I want to see, and like lots of bandages. I know that's more Cleo, but you know, this shirt I saw on Tumblr, and I feel like so many of the Monster High ghouls could wear it, but since Ghoulia didn't have so many things in her outfit things, I thought that yeah, this would suit her. So cute. I just saw this morning and added it to Ghoulia's thing. If there was a devil character in Monster High, not just like the little devil guy that like isn't like in some of the webisodes, but like a real like devil girl, I feel like she would rock a bag like this, but Ghoulia also could, in my opinion. And then are these Demonias also? Yeah, Demonia boots. But yeah, I think they're awesome with like the black chains and like all the black details and like the eyelets and stuff. I just want Ghoulia in like big stompy white boots. I think it would look awesome. Okay, on to the next. We're on one battery left, so I'm gonna try to power through these next ones. Okay, so first we're gonna start with Cleo, who I'd imagine to have like a really gorgeous, sleek, short haircut with like black and blue streaks in it. I'd want her to have those like gold beads that you see in some of those really gorgeous Egyptian royalty kind of images, and probably like some sort of like very sparkly hairnet crown sort of hybrid with all these different like crystals and gems and encrusted things. And then for her necklace, I was kind of taking inspiration. I think it's actually Amanita's Screamin' Sugar, where she has like all these like gold rings down her neck, but it's so gorgeous, and I think Cleo would absolutely rock that look. It just feels like a princess look, you know? For her top, I want it to be like this like metallic green snake bra. I don't know how it would even work, but it would almost be like armor and Cleopatra, because you know how she like has the thing with the snake biting her to, you know, this whole like mythology and stuff. I just think like a snake bra would really work with like Cleopatra. I know she's not like based on her, but like the namesake, whatever. Let me have this, okay? Underneath the snake bra, I'd want like a scarab beetle, like beautiful turquoise scarab beetle, carved out gem with like all these golden chains like dripping down it. I'd want her to have like gorgeous golden belly button jewelry and loads of really chunky fat bracelets that match her necklace. Tons of rings, of course, and also some really delicate bracelets, like a mismatch of them. And then for her skirt, I'd want it to be these like bandages crisscrossed over each other that are like almost encrusted in gold and just like dripping all over her, moving around, just like complete gorgeous mummy princess woman lady. I love her. Okay, so for Cleo, I didn't get a chance to save that many things, but I did find this cool double-headed snake belt, which I just thought was so awesome. And then this really awesome embroidered bra. I feel like the green snakes remind me of Deuce, and just like with the, I don't know, I feel like it would be cool. Moving on to Lagoona, whose like look is kind of, okay, I don't know why, but I was giving her, like, I had a lot of inspiration from like 80s like aerobics kind of fashion, because when I was thinking of Lagoona, I was like thinking she's really sporty and stuff, and I don't find that many sporty fashions like aesthetic, but one fashion that I do find sporty and aesthetic is like 80s aerobics, like leotards and stuff. So I was kind of going for that, but then it kind of ended up more of a surfer girl, which like I think works out in the end, so whatever. It's this hybrid of like 80s aerobic and like surfer girl and Lagoona. So starting at the top, I'd want her to have like a super fluffy blonde and blue combination of hair, like little bangs and just like little bits and frizz like flying everywhere with like a pink scrunchie. I'd want her to have a bubble gum, because like she's a sea creature and like blows bubbles, and like so it would be cool to have like a visual representation of like the model of her on the runway like having a bubble gum situation. I think that'd be cute. Okay. For her necklaces, I'd want her to have like all these sort of DIY'd like seashell necklaces of all like sea glass and different things that she'd like found, and like maybe like a really big like curly, I don't know any names of seashells, but you know those big curly shells? One of those. Conch? That's like hanging down. And then for her shirt, I'd want her to have like layered underneath like a fishnet, one of those like high neck cutout long sleeve situations, and then over top of that one of those like really vintage, I feel like they're very like you can buy them at a gas station. That's the specific vibe that I was going for. You know, the shirts that are like Miami and like with some palm trees, and I'm thinking one of those but with some sort of pun on an Australian beach, because she's very like, you know, I don't know that much about Australia or like the beaches there, but maybe if you have like some good puns on Australian beaches, that would be great. With like, yeah, the sunset and the palm trees and like very much that vibe. For her bottoms, I'd want her to have these like kind of bicycle short style fishnets, and then over top of them some very DIY'd denim patch shorts that she would have DIY'd herself, and they have like all these cute sayings on them like surf's up and like mermaid and like save the mermaids and like stuff like that. I know she's not a mermaid, but let me have this, okay? And then for her legs, mismatched leg warmers, one like black and blue and one like pink and black maybe, and then some sort of sneakers. I don't really know that much about athletic footwear, gonna be honest. This dress, Oyster Dress by Miss Sohi. I actually saw this on Tumblr this morning. It'll be in my queue. You'll see it soon if you follow me there. It reminds me of like Freshwater Lagoona when she like does the Birth of Venus scene and like in 13 Wishes movie. I freaking love that movie. I feel like this oyster dress, like the fact that it's just like permanently on her, I feel like she would like rock this. Since her look that I did for this redesign kind of video wasn't very elegant, I wanted to see some more elegant things in this portion of the video. So let's go on to those. Oh yeah, these have nothing to do really with Lagoona, but aren't they cute? These like Pisces shoes with the little swamp lady. I love them. Okay. Elegant. Another elegant thing, in my opinion. These shoes with like the shark mouth thing. Yeah, saw them on Tumblr. Think they're amazing. This purse, I feel like it could also work for a lot of the ghost characters, but it reminds me of a seashell and the ocean and the waves and everything all in once, and I feel like Lagoona would look really pretty in it. And I know she's not a freshwater thing, and lily pads are much more of a freshwater thing, but I just love these, and I think they're so gorgeous. Oh, Honey Swamp could also wear these. I haven't done a redesign for Honey Swamp. Maybe that would be a good one to do. But yeah, these I think would look gorgeous on many of the Monster High goals, but especially Lagoona. Okay, and then on to Nefera, Queen. Love her so much. Okay, so going fast, I'd want her to have like this huge luscious ponytail, just like all black and gold and like turquoise and like that really beautiful dark green that you see in Nefera's designs. Gold rings holding the ponytail in place. For her crown slash tiara, I've seen these really beautiful ancient Egyptian ones, so I will just throw up some pictures because I could never draw one and do it justice. I'll throw up some pictures of what I mean, but I'd want her to have one of those, especially bonus points if it had like things like hanging down, because I feel like she's a queen of drama and stuff, and I feel like it's very dramatic to kind of like hide your face, almost like you don't deserve to see this face, like it's too beautiful kind of thing. Okay, want her to have like some sort of metallic snake necklace, whether it's like gold metallic or green metallic or something like that, don't really mind. Arm bandages up and down, and then for her skirt and top had a very specific image in mind. I saw it on Tumblr, I'll put a picture here, but it's like this gold chain. Oh frick, I'm out of battery. Okay, one sec. So as I was saying with Nefera, what I would like her to have is this like matching skirt and top set where it's like all these gold chains, and it's so beautiful, and it kind of looks like a rave outfit, or like kind of like one of those like super fancy like club outfits. I don't really know the like proper terms for these, but it's very sexy, and I feel like it would totally suit Nefera. The thing that I would love to make like as a little adjustment to it is if underneath it had like this dark green translucent asymmetrical skirt underneath, and if it had like little shimmers and sparkles all throughout it. I just feel like that would be like so royal and regal and princessy, and I just think it would suit Nefera and she would like it. And then lots of bandages on her shoes and just like big massive stompy platforms. Again, I don't really know that much about shoes that would suit Cleo and Nefera, so leaving it up to your imagination. Let me know what shoes you think they would wear. Okay, and next let's look at Nefera. I'm so sorry for the low quality of this picture. It is like this beautiful snake bracelet that has like this gem in the center, and it's gold, and I just feel like gold snake jewelry and Nefera goes hand in hand. Looks so pretty. I just want her decked out in all sorts of like golden snakes and things. Another gold snake ring. I think it's beautiful. Gold snake belt. Oh, she could totally do like a designer look with like a suit, and like this belt is like a big statement belt, and like maybe just like a big suit jacket. Oh, and then this snake belt, it would be like very like hot executive lady, you know? This, if instead of crosses, all of these crosses were onks, and like, yeah, if they were all just onks and it was all more gold instead of like, actually no, I like the jewel tones in it for Nefera, but yeah, this kind of dress but with onks instead of crosses I feel like would look incredible on Nefera. And then I don't know if this is a ring or a bracelet, but either way Nefera would rock it. Last ones for this video. Oh my god, can you believe we're here? Okay, so let's start it. Alright, so we're gonna start with Operetta, and honestly Monster High, one of my favorite things about the Monster High dolls is all the swimsuit lines. Kill it. Knock it out of the park all the freaking time. Look at, I'll just put some images, but like Rochelle swim class, Draculaura, I think it's swim class, Draculaura Gloom Beach, Frankie Gloom Beach. Oh my god, you name it, the freaking, like, the Monster High swimsuits, I feel like it's so hard to do doll swimsuits right, and they just do them so freaking good every time. So honestly, this isn't as cool as I'd like it to be, but I was trying here. Regardless, for Operetta, her model, firstly, I'd need her to have a ton of tattoos, and if not tattoos, a bunch of temporary tattoos, because I just want a super tatted up Operetta. I think it totally suits her rockabilly style, just like all over her entire body. I know that her doll like has the one on her arm that like is also part of her birthmark, but I just need them all over her body. Okay. Now let's start from head to toe. So at the top of her head, I want like her classic like victory rolls, like red with black and stuff, and then I wanted to have like a matching silk headband and scarf with like, that would be black with like white dots, almost like a dye, because you know Operetta has like lots of dice kind of aesthetics in like lots of her things. I wanted to have like purple cat eye sunglasses because they feel very retro and like rockabilly to me. I love so much those retro looking swimsuits that have like a top that goes really low down and then the bottoms are really high-waisted, so there's just like a little bit of belly showing. I freaking love those so freaking much. So it would be like that kind of shape, but in dark purple. The top would have like a spiderweb pattern, and the bottoms would be like high-waisted bottoms with like a little cherry on one side and like a little spiderweb on the hip. I just think it would be so freaking cute to have like Operetta in like an adorable little like rockabilly style swimsuit. I'd also want her to have an umbrella that was like a spiderweb pattern if it was like purple, and then like all the things, yeah, like a spiderweb and then like a dice as the umbrella topper. I think that'd be sick. And then for her shoes, I was actually taking inspiration from Draculaura, like Gloom Beach shoes, you know, the ones with like the big pink and yellow bows. I love them so much, so I would think that Operetta would look really cute with some purple like bow heels that had like cherries on the ankle straps. I think that would be so precious. Okay, I know my camera's overheating, but can you just live while I do two more dolls? I'm almost there. Oh my god. Okay, and then for Operetta, I was looking for pictures of coffin-shaped guitars because I just think she would look really cool playing one of those. So I found this and I like it. Cooler if the coffin shape was bigger, but then maybe that's not more of a guitar. I don't know my guitars or string instruments that well, despite playing violin for like many years. But yeah, I feel like she would like that. Also, I feel like she would love Sourpuss clothing. This Burn Baby, I could see her wearing this as like an adorable nightshirt. I want Operetta in like this kind of baseball tee with the Burn Baby Burn Devil lady. It's so cute. I also want her in one of the classic like pinup kind of cherry dresses. I feel like these are like a very classic rockabilly girl outfit, and I want to see Operetta in one. Can you blame me? These Iron Fist looky-loo heels. I love them. I love the eyeballs. The polka dots work because they remind me of dice, and Operetta has lots of like polka dotty things in her design. And in general, I feel like Operetta would just be a fan of Sourpuss clothing, like with all the hearses and the cool cars, bats on it, and the bats all the way down, and like this kind of more tropical. Like, I don't know. I just feel like Operetta would love Sourpuss as a brand, and I was just like on their website and I was like, yeah, all of this stuff is very Operetta. So for Lorna McNessie, I want her to have like her classic like super curly red hair, like red and orange mixture. I'd want her to have like little plaid barrette. I feel like they're very schoolgirl, like those two little like patterned hair clip kind of things, and I want them to be green because her outfit originally is very like kind of scholastic academia to me. Under her button down, I'd want her to have like a very long sleeve fishnet shirt, oh my god, and then a white button down with like, instead of, you know how like these lapels are like pointy, I'd want them to be very round, and I'd want in the center there to be a brooch with like the Loch Ness monster on it. I think that would be so pretty. On the button down I have like red buttons on one side and red lace on the arms, and like a little short sleeve button down. For her belt, I'd want it to be like a bunch of layers of like black leather belts, and then I don't know what it's called and I'm really sorry, but you know, I feel like when I see people playing bagpipes, lots of times they have like a little pouch, like some sort of leather pouch. I don't know what's in it, don't know what it's for, but regardless, I feel like they have the pouch and it has like some cool symbols on it and stuff. So if she had one of those attached to her belt, I think that'd be cool. I'm not sure if it like makes sense together, but need her to have her beautiful, adorable, big web tail. I think it's like one of my favorite things about her character design. Okay, and then for her pants, I'd want her to have like very structured plaid pants that are like, you know, and then like rolled up at the top. I don't know. I just feel like plaid pants are so freaking cool. And then Mary Jane shoes with the original kind of brick soles that her original doll has, because I just think that's like such a cool idea to have break the soul. Like, oh, I can't even. Monster High, you're so good. So yeah, that's Lorna McNessie. I'm sorry it's like not that creative, but I feel like it suits her. This was like at the end when I was kind of running out of ideas. Okay, and last but not least, oh my gosh, Kiyomi Haunterly. I think she's such a beautiful character. So I'd want her to have her beautiful pink hair with like the middle part and like little wisps hanging off of either side. I want her to have a blue satin ribbon in her hair. I think that'd be really precious. A really heavy choker with like big O-rings on it, because I feel like ghosts in Monster High always have these like chains and heavy accessories with like metal and big stuff like that. For her dress, I'd want her to have like a dark purple dress, maybe velvet would look cute, and over top of it like a really soft rounded collar with all these like cherry blossoms either embroidered onto it or just like painted on or something like that. I'd love her to have like a brooch with like a face on it, maybe if it was like a mood ring and would like change colors, that would be really, really cool. And I'd want her to have like a big blue satin bow that kind of matches the one in her hair, tying together like maybe underneath the brooch. I think that'd be very pretty. Her dark purple dress would be very form-fitting, and it would have like a big belt, basically like a leather belt with just like all these beautiful like stone carvings of faces and a bunch of chains hanging off of her belt. As usual, Monster High ghosts need like a ridiculous amount of chain belts. Her dress would be pleated. I'd want her to have a little bit of lace around her wrist cuffs. I'd want her to have a heart garter on her leg. I think that would be really, really cute. And then under the knee, white socks with like pink trim at the top, and then some pink velvet platforms that are like almost ballet style. I don't think I have anything that I also think Kiyomi would like, so that's all I got for this video. I really, really hope you enjoyed it. I had so much fun designing these, and like I said in my last video, it was like such a good way to take my mind off like my mouth hurting a lot. And to be fair, it's feeling better, except yesterday was my last day of antibiotics and I already feel it. I'm like, please don't get infected again, because I can't handle that. I can't deal with it. So yeah, it sucks. It sucks. I hope it feels better soon. Regardless, that's all I got for you in this video. If you want me to do another video, I'd be totally open to it. Just let me know which characters you want to see, because I know there's like a million out there, but I did all the ones that I was like really itching to do. Or if you want to see me do another character again, that'd be really fun. Also, look out for a Frankie Stein cosplay, hopefully, once like my tights come in for my skin. But yeah, I really had fun doing this video today and like showing off all my designs. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day or night or whenever it is you're watching, and that's all I got for now. Bye for now, you guys.